Welcome to Revolutionary Motion, where we show you tennis from a different perspective. If you're confused how the Universal Tennis Rating or UTR works, here's an easy explanation for you to understand how you can use this to play more tournaments and understand how the system works overall. The Universal Tennis Rating is a number between 1 and 16.5 that gets assigned to every single player that plays official matches that are recorded and registered by the UTR system. If you have not played any matches, but you are registered with the UTR, you will see your name on the UTR website, but you will see that it says UR, which stands for unrated player. Now, for the first few matches that you played, the system obviously doesn't know exactly what your UTR should be, so you get a projected UTR. I think it's shown as UTRP. So as soon as you have enough matches played, that the system really knows pretty accurately where UTR should be, that projected sign will go away and you will have a proper UTR like everybody else that has been playing tournaments for a while. So in order to understand how this works, all you have to really understand is that in the beginning you have absolutely no UTR. So when you start playing your first tournament or your first league or any other match that gets recorded by the UTR, the system sees what the number that your opponent has is and then compares your result to that opponent. So if you, for example, play against an opponent with a UTR of 5 and you have no UTR at all and you beat them 7-6, 7-6, the system will probably assign you a UTR between 5 and 5.5 in the start. Now, as you play more matches, this gets more and more accurate because the system has a better idea how you performed against different types of opponents with different UTRs. So if you, for example, have 3 matches against players with UTR 10 and all 3 of those matches are very tight, you win some, you lose some, you're probably going to have a UTR between 9.5 and 10.5. Now, what's really important here is it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. What matters is the total amount of games that you win in every single match. So you could, for example, lose a match, but lose it 6-7, 6-0, 6-7, and as you can see there, you won 18 games while your opponent only won 14 games. So it actually counts pretty much in the eyes of the system as you are better than your opponent because you won more games than them. It sounds a little bit unfair, but most of the time this kind of score does not really happen. So whoever wins the match has more games won than the opponent that lost the match has. So you can see here that it is really important for getting a better UTR that you never tank any matches and really try your hardest in every single game because every game you win counts. So it's really important that you don't give up on your matches and you keep fighting hard for every single game because in the end it makes a difference. Now, how does the system actually, compute the results that you have? The algorithm has a idea of how your result should be against another opponent according to both of your players' UTR. So if your UTR is an 8, for example, and you're playing against the UTR 9, the system will probably think that you should lose around 6-3, 6-3 if the UTRs of both players are pretty accurate. So if you do better than that by winning more than those 6 games, your UTR will go up. If you're doing worse than that by losing 6-2, 6-2 or even worse, your UTR will go slightly down. Now, the less matches you have played, the more every single match counts because the system doesn't have more matches to go off of. So the more you play, the more accurate it will become, but also the less of an impact one single match has. Now, one more thing that's really important is that the older a match result gets, the less importance it has for your UTR, and that's every single match that you played recently has a higher weight in the calculation of your overall UTR. So if you're trying to get a better UTR, obviously the most recent matches count more. So if you have some new skills acquired and you're playing in the next tournament and you're doing better than in the last tournaments, over time that tournament will be the most important determination of your UTR. So older matches that you didn't do so well in over time will just fall out of the system because all the matches that are counted by the UTR are only the matches that were played in the last 12 months. So if you play a match on January 1st in 2023, that match will, on January 2nd, obviously be the most important match. But once January 1st of 2024 comes around, that match will be out of the calculation and will be replaced with any matches that happen on January 1st of 2024, if that makes sense. So overall, it's a very easy system. The system does all the work for you. All you have to do is try to perform as well as you can in every single match without ever giving up, and you will see that your UTR will over time get better and better.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.